we go.
Hi.
Okay. Finally. How you doing? So maybe the internet connection was bad. So what question do you have, love?
Well, what can you tell me about my health?
Let's look. Um. Okay. What's causing that? I do automatic writing, so I'm writing down as I'm kind of tuning in. And I don't want to see you because I don't want to be influenced right now by my read. Yeah. There's something that's creating a thinning of the blood. Almost like, it's mild to me. It might be a little bit, it feels it could be repairable. But it gives it that slight anemic energy, but it feels like there needs to be more, almost like a more alkaline diet happening with you. It could be also affecting the digestive system a little bit too, because I'm getting also a little bit of pressure in the lower intestinal region too. So that's also causing, could be like a blockage there as well, which I think you'll need some more probiotic of some sort as well to help with that. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with your health. I feel like there's a lacking of proper nutrients is what I'm getting. So I think that you need to be focused more on nutrient dense foods. Let me see primarily what might be lacking.
Okay.
I keep hearing cancer scare, cancer fear. Like there's like I don't think there's not cancer. So I don't know if there's a fear of cancer, or maybe there was cancer in the family. There's like a subconscious fear. I'm supposed to say no, or maybe someone says suggestion. I don't see that happening, any cancer connection with you. Okay. So I don't know if there's a fear of that, or someone fears you. I don't know. I have to address that. There's not. But let me just primarily see the nutrients that you need. They're just saying you're lacking healthier fats. Zinc is low, magnesium is slightly low. Your iron levels fluctuate, so we need a more consistent iron source to help with energy. I think that'll also help with this thinning blood thing. It doesn't seem like a permanent thing, but that might help with that. And they're saying your calcium might be slightly low too, so maybe more calcium. That can be just more food supplements. And just maybe, and that's interesting because they're saying to eliminate some of the dairy too. Which is so I don't know how you're gonna get calcium supplement. Maybe you need a supplement to ease up on the dairy. I think if you practice this regimen, you might feel better, except some fatigue or inconsistent energy. That might help with that. That's why I'm also seeing low iron levels or inconsistent iron levels that help with this fatigue. They're also showing me cloudiness, brain fog, stuff of that nature, which is kind of relating. And I think that also with the thin blood that could be causing that too. They're saying you might be drinking too much, like maybe drinking your foods or something, or drinking too much to pacify, like water, and maybe not eating enough, you know. So I think that's what I'm getting is more the nutrient, lacking the nutrient dense, and consuming more of the nutrients through food.
That's
Any
amazing.
any specific questions? Does that make sense, by the way? Because there's a lot I don't know.
My dad actually is dying of metastatic cancer, and so I'm petrified of cancer. Of course, I'm super.
You're not a match to that at all. So that's why I say there's a fear about that. Get rid of that. But with you, it's more like I feel like you deplete yourself of nutrients more than anything that can create this fatigue and the brain fog. And I think if you addressed, again, the magnesium, the zinc, and the iron, and the calcium, you start feeling more vitalized and more of a clarity. I think you're an under-eater if you get anxiety. Some people overeat with anxiety. I think you might under-eat when you're anxious.
I don't want to take up anyone else's time, but are you able to talk about like a relationship or anything about my love life?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes, and what's the question, I would say?
Let's see. How do I phrase it without giving anything away?
You can say, what's this person feel, or just, I guess, the direction, just kind of, it opens the door for me to...
Okay, how about, what is the direction of the current relationship I have?
Perfect. Thank you. Yes. Because I would say, don't feed the psychic. Let me see. Oh my God, stubborn. Here's one thing I don't like about the dynamic. I feel like if there's something going on in your life, and this is not maliciously, I feel like he makes you feel guilty if you have to take time for things in your own life. So if they say it's catching your dad, I think that he'll be helpful, supportive, but there's also a spin of feeling guilty that I have to attend to something outside. And I think there's a little bit of that guilt that I feel like he's really good at doing subconsciously. So for me, I think that, not that I want to see he needs to be center of attention. I just think that he doesn't like to be involved in things that are outside of his control. and that might make him feel a little, uneasy. And so I think that when you're trying to take care of yourself and trying to focus on other things, he might be either dismissive, not so caring, or just kind of like, not involved. And it seems very passive aggressive to me, so it's not so overt. So I don't believe that he's being supportive as he really needs to be. And so I think the directions, it seems complicated to me. It seems like it will continue to be a little complicated in the sense of you'll start realizing that once things become more in a perspective, what's very valuable and important to you, you might start seeing that he's not able to deliver. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah. Honestly, you can tell me no, because I can be more clear. Don't be afraid you have to say yes.
No, it actually does make sense.
But and again, it's not so overt to me now. To me, it's really more about the fact that I think that he's afraid of deep emotion, to be honest with you. Afraid of loss, right? And so I think he tries to tiptoe away from circumstances where he has to feel. So that might come to a head in the relationship to where you might realizing, I'm feeling all these things. Where are you? And you're kind of making me feel guilty about feeling. So that it might come to a point you might realize that you'll have to kind of.
I just want your viewers to know. I mean, I've done psychics before, trust me, but like you're spot on, and I'm actually, my facial expression probably looks like, but I'm in awe. Yeah, you're spot on.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you. Appreciate that. But my most important thing is, it's not to be. I want to help you. Like I want to help you get the information that you need, right? Mm-hmm. And I love to prove that the spiritual space exists, but I never want this to be about me at all. Right, even with my funny hat and my gigolo t-shirts, right, and my gigolo shirt. But I really want you to understand with the relationship, I want you to understand that you do need someone who's emotionally supportive, and you need more emotional support right now. Mm-hmm. And make sure you're allowing yourself to have that through friends, and be okay for asking about that. Okay. All right, love.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. What was your name again? It was a pleasure to meet you.
It's Andrea.
Andrea, it's a pleasure to meet you, my love. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too, love. Bye-bye.
Okay, all right, bye.